didn't have much of much of an interest in cooking during that period. So that's why I call it dormant period. Now, getting on to my high school adventures, these were I didn't start to cook, but I ventured into food photography, which simply means I used to capture meaningless photos which were colorful enough. Okay, so you get to see how badly I cut those lemons and uncooked paneer, tamarind seeds, noodles, popcorn. Sorry guys, this is an entire photo album that I have on my Facebook profile. So I simply pasted it here just to show my nerve to click those photographs. And next is my college cooking catastrophes. That was the first and only time that I tried making prawns biryani, and it was excellent because, of course, the prawns were fried by my mother, and I just had to boil the rice, which somehow came well under her supervision. And that was the first time that I used to go out and eat with my friends. So that was me trying Chinese noodles for the first time, but sorry, I didn't like it, and my friend shared it with me. And you get to see how lean I was. Please keep this in mind so that you get to see the difference a few years later. And quickly to the survival mode turned on segment in my life, which was my first job period. I had to again go away from my home. Even after in 2012, I had the experience of hostel food and everything, which was why I started appreciating my home, my mom's cuisines. Until then, I used to tell her that I never even respected the Indian cucumber curry that she used to make. I just simply call it yellow curry. I hate your yellow curry. That was what I used to tell her. But after hostel food, I got to enjoy everything that she made, anything and everything, literally. So this one survival mode, I had to feed three other bellies too. So we were four girls, and each one had to take up two roles a day. So it was more like, a breakfast, lunch, and evening snack and dinner. So these four slots were available out of which two had to be taken up by a girl. So it was a rotational shift, and I did all these mess back then. They didn't taste very good, but since I was more serious in cooking, all that turned out really well, I must say. So again, one more slide. I had to allocate one more slide for this because it was quite an important period. Next is the pandemic era. That was 1 year, just 8 months working from home. I just my weight gain just shot up like from 65 kg to 75 kg, just tasting my mom's cuisines, 24/7 kind of working hours. The shift was that hectic. And anyway, that was one significant milestone that I had achieved. Then EdTech life, I must say, that was when there was a lot of cooking, starving, craving, and everything in between, plus a lot of hoarding. That's when I started to love eating outdoors. Okay. And which helped me in surviving my UAE life. 2022 November was when I landed in UAE, but uh, the only things I used to cook was double omelette or double bullseye and noodles and double bullseye, things like that. So I survived in Dubai for 1 year, and in 2023 to 24, I had to become the better half, and I'm eternally grateful to this ID Fresh brand, um, and it was Kawan. So they had their idli dosa batter and semi-cooked chapati, respectively, and they came to the rescue many a times when I had to quickly make breakfast or lunch or dinner for my husband. So, and you get to see a pressure cooker here. That was the first gift given to me by my mother-in-law. That's one thing. And let me, of course, there used to be a lot of occasional mishaps because, things go wrong at times, and eggs come to the rescue very timely. And that's my husband eating his poor lunch with highly rich and protein rich lunches that his colleagues eat. And then I started getting better. You can see all the things coming up really nice and, visually pleasing. As good as they look, they were equally good while eating. Now, I'll be getting luckier, I must say. Things are getting better. You can see my perfect rotis here. See, and the fulkas, rasam, I even made rasam very, very well. Then the final thing that I had to mention was my husband is a pure non-veg lover, which is why he avoids eating his veggies. So this is how I make him eat veggies. So things really turn out to be a disaster at times. So I plan to make cakes, but it becomes cookies and rusks. My rusks, actually, my husband calls them risks, and which is why things are a bit messy here. You get to see all my adventures here. But from that old sand rice, I could at least make this cream of broccoli. Literally, it was all super delicious, I must say. And despite these challenges, he's happy and healthy, I must remind you. And this is my reward. Thank you, guys. This is all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohini. And super fast, you like a bullet train, you went through your presentation. And I must say that I was very happy to see. No. I love the tags on the slides. Beating around the bush and beating around the beats. Very creative. I love the photographs, but everything is up to your evaluator to say. And before we move on, I beg your pardon, timer, Toastmaster Anu. I call upon you immediately to give us the report, even before I could ask the instructions for what the timing rules will be for the speech. I will be audacious enough to blame the QKs for that. I'm sorry. So can you please give the report for the speech?
Yeah, Rohini spoke for 7 minutes and 28 seconds, so she's qualified.
Yes, fantastic. That was the reason she was running through her presentation. Good job. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Anu. And we now move on to evaluations. And before I call on the evaluator for the speaker, may I call upon our timer to explain the timing rules for evaluation, please. Toastmaster Anu.
Yeah. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green light. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, it will be the yellow. And at 3 minutes, it will be the red one. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anu. May I call upon Toastmaster Sarita to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Rohini? The floor is all yours.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Rohini, for a marvelous speech. And you delivered the speech in a mellifluous way. And your voice is crisp and clear. Then all the way you narrate the speech from your personal life, it is quite interesting. That means your story definitely makes your speech unique. And so the story also relatable to most of us, because we had the same experience in our childhood also. So it was amazing and quite interesting. Then we could easily understand your emotions as well. Then in terms of suggestions, if you change your camera angle, that means if I am saying about if you are attending delivering the speech in an online, so if you are stand up and present your speech, then it will be great, because we could easily identify your hand gestures and your body language if you are stand up and deliver. Then second thing is engaging the audience is also most important, because if you are engaging with the audience while asking something, have you experienced the same like me, or any questions relatable to that their favorite food, then it will be more that means it will be add-on value to you. Then, however, anyway, your speech was excellent and amazing. And going further, if you that means if you accept this type of constructive feedback when the evaluator is giving, then it will be great for your transformational journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarita, for that evaluation. Timer, can you please give us the report for the time taken by the evaluator?
Sarita took 2 minutes and 7 seconds, so she's eligible.
Okay, great.